Okay, hello again. Hello. So, I actually need to drag this way down because I know that Cat President is a loud game. So, hey again. Thanks for sticking around, y'all. I just got my 100th follower. Thank you so much to Mike's Quest. Welcome to my channel, and also thank you so much for the follow. 100 followers is a huge milestone for me, and I'm so excited. I haven't even been streaming a year. I still have like 3 or 4 weeks until my 1-year anniversary of streaming. So to hit 100 followers in less than a year is super exciting, and I'm just like over the moon. So thank you so much. Without further ado, let me what is going on?
Hey everybody.
Okay, hang on. I forgot I need to add this as my... Oh, hang on. I forgot I have to change some things. Bloop. And let me uncover my face. That's cool. Live editing! Bloop. Bloop. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, this is my second time playing through Cat President. The first time I picked DJ Nibbles as my candidate, and we went through all of that, and I unlocked 2 of his endings. And so this time I picked Kale as my presidential candidate, and I'm in the process of doing that. So. Okay. I'm hoping you guys can still hear it. Let me know how the sound is. Okay. Good morning. Are the results in yet? Not all of them. Only 98% of the districts have reported. In other words, the results are in. What happened? Did I win New Closure? Not exactly. How did I do? Well, keep in mind there was really low voter turnout, and New Closure has a closed primary. And like I said, 2% of the districts haven't reported yet. Quit stalling. How did I do in the primary? You got 1% of the votes. 1%? But you shouldn't feel bad. The person on the news said that New Closure rounds the vote counts to the nearest percentage, so you probably got like 1.4. Am I in last place now? No, actually there was a 30-way tie. Lots of other cats got 1%, so you shouldn't feel that ashamed. Oh, really? Who did worse than me? The next closest candidate is, who is it? Mickey Mouse. I almost lost to a cartoon character? Hey, he's a pretty famous cartoon character. It's hard to compete with someone who has so much name recognition. And meanwhile, I have no name recognition because no one has any idea who I am. This is the worst day ever. Poor Kale. Please don't tell me you're thinking of quitting. There's no point in quitting now. They wouldn't have enough time to take my name off the ballot. The primary in South Carolina is tomorrow, you know. Wait, tomorrow? Yes, are you still not on the email list? It's not my fault Bernice hates me. She's probably jealous of my relationship with you and how close we've been getting over the past few days. Excuse me? You're excused. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. What matters is that you have another debate. Another debate? What do you mean? I got a message saying the debate is the day before the South Carolina primary. We've got to hurry up and prepare. Why bother? I did so badly during the last debate. I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Oh my gosh, there it is. There's so many like song references in this storyline. Never gonna run away from this campaign. Okay, fine. I'll prepare for the debate. Good. We spent the next several hours preparing for the debate. The good news is that this debate would be longer than the last one. Each candidate would get the chance to answer 2 questions. Granted, that's not a lot, but maybe Kale would impress voters. Maybe he would give a fantastic response that blows the nation away. Something like, I plan to balance the national budget by giving everyone free candy. Would that work? If we promised candy, would people vote for us? Is that why they hold elections in November, close to Halloween? No matter, I didn't have any candy to give out anyway, but if there was any candy in the area, it must have been sour gumballs because the debate moderator was in a horrible mood. Okay, let's get this farce of a debate over with. Senator O'Neill, your performance has been pitiful, and even your own wife says you won't win. Why are you even here? Believe it or not, that was one of the nicer questions the moderator asked. It was almost like he was trying his hardest to insult each and every candidate. I mean, sure, the moderator works for a TV station run by the opposite political party, but I expected him to be fair and impartial. After all, the media says they are fair and impartial, so it must be true. Anyway, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. The mean moderator will probably be fired after this debate for treating candidates like dirt, but still, I hoped the moderator would at least try to be nice to Kale. No such luck. Senator Kale, you used to be the 6th most popular candidate, and now you're at the bottom of the heap. Why haven't you dropped out of the race yet? I don't want to quit because I think I can still win. You need a reality check. Governor Malone, same question. Why hasn't Kale dropped out of the race yet? I can answer that question. Because he's afraid. Afraid to admit that he was wrong all along. No, I meant to say... That was the moment when my heart broke in half. Seeing Kale almost cry on stage, it made me sadder than I had ever been in my whole life. I got out of my seat and walked toward the door. I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't stand to watch Kale's campaign crash and burn. The cat I loved, going to the dogs, it was too much for me to bear. I wandered, lonely as a cloud, through the streets of South Carolina. I do that on a daily basis because I live in South Carolina. And as I walked, I sang. Is that a real... That might actually be a street in downtown. Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think that's... Well, it might be downtown Columbia, which is the state capital. It's definitely not downtown Charleston. Might be downtown Columbia, actually. Kale is failing the debate, and that is not great, because I love him. I love him, and I know that Kale is an amazing cat. Kale, you deserve a lot of votes. Your campaign should not choke. It's actually great. It's actually a great campaign. I'm proud to be your manager, even if my performance is lackluster. You deserve to be president, both in ancient times and times current. You could lead any country with your skills, through the good times, through the ills. I love you more than you'll ever know. I'm sorry that I have to go. After today, we'll leave and never see each other again. But even though your campaign is through, Kale, I love you. I sang, but it made no difference. No one was there to hear me. That was when I happened to wander by a pet store. This guy. Sale! Pet clothes! Did you say pet clothes? Your dad keeps shouting periodically, why don't you just make yourself a dang quesadilla? Napoleon Dynamite. Best movie ever made. Did you say pet clothes? Yep, we got Halloween costumes, sweaters, hats, all designed to make your pet look great. Hats? Hats? That's what Kale needs to make him stand out. He needs a cute little cat hat. I'm an idiot in this storyline. I will buy a hat immediately! Whoa, don't get too excited. I got plenty of hats for sale. Were you in that movie? In Napoleon Dynamite? No. If you're talking about Napoleon Dynamite, I'm not in that movie, but it is my favorite movie. Do you want the cheap one or the expensive one? Let's do expensive. No. Because Kale already doesn't have that much money. Oh. Dang it. Give me the cheapest hat you have. I'm on a budget. Oh, you can't take the green. Boo. I should have picked expensive. But I thought that if I picked expensive, it would be the bad option because Kale already is like worried about the like campaign budget. So I was trying to like, dang it. You got it, lady. I have one hat for $2. It's pre-owned, but it'll look good. I'll take it. Should have picked expensive. I ran back to the debated area as fast as I could, making it just in time for the halftime break. I used my credentials to get backstage, but I refused to give up on Kale's campaign. I don't know the meaning of the word quit. I don't know the meaning of the word credentials either. Hi again, Nicole. Now I'm playing Cat President. Kale, I got something for you. Why bother? The second half of the debate will just go as badly as the first half. Not anymore. I bought you this. Meow. Is this a hat? Oh, you look so cute. Everyone will love you. I don't know. Hats aren't my style. Kale, you listen to me. You've always wanted a way to stand out from the other cats, right? Well, this is your chance. Your chance to stop being the Kale the nobody and start being the cat in the hat. Are you sure? Yes, I know I've screwed up a few times since I started this job, but I'm positive there is no possible way this can backfire. Well, I guess there's no way this debate can get any worse, and besides, it's kind of cute. See, it's perfect. I love you, Kale. You love me? Oops, I didn't mean to say that. I just blurted it out. I mean, good luck in the debate. This game is so strange. Yes, I know. I love it, though. I don't know why. I don't even like cats. I'm, like, not a cat person, but this game is hilarious to me. I left the room before Kale could ask any awkward questions. I went back to my seat in the audience where I eagerly awaited the second half of the debate. The instant they raised the curtain, people started buzzing about Kale. Who's that cat? The one with the amazing hat. That's Kale! Wow, he really sticks out from the others. He looks so distinguished, so much more professional than the rest. Tori is in love with Kale. She's very healthy. Stop, V. Yeah, the others look like cats who would wear a piece of bread on their head. But not Kale. He's got class. I am the greatest political manager ever. Even the moderator noticed Kale's new headgear. Senator Kale, that hat looks impressive. Thank you. What is your opinion on the economy? The economy is strong, but we need to find a way to improve it. We can always do better and keep going. There's no reason to quit, even if it looks like the odds are against us. I saved the campaign with the hat. The audience loved the new Kale. He was so popular, the moderator gave him 3 extra questions, and he got a standing ovation for his response on the gold standard. People couldn't get enough of Kale. It was the best response I could hope for. If we keep this momentum going, Kale would win the presidency for sure. I need more polar water. Kale Chapter 7, in which the primaries come to a close and our life is about to change forever. The next day, I spent my time giving out free stickers at the mall. Every sticker said, "Vote for Kale." Here, have a free sticker. While I tango. Mambo, I don't know. A president needs a good hat. Yeah. Vote for Kale. Slap. Wow, thanks. No problem. Hey, you don't forget to vote today. Have a free sticker. Slap. I'm like slapping people with them. Thanks a lot. I'll be sure to vote for Kale now. Wait, who's Kale? Is he the cat with the awesome hat? Because he was my favorite. That is Kale, the best dressed cat in the competition. Any cat who can run his wardrobe that well can run a country. Kale all the way. Kale! 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 What are you doing? I thought maybe we could start a Kale chant. I already voted today. See my sticker? I hope you voted for Kale. Actually, I think Miss Snugglepuss... Build a time machine, then go back and vote for Kale! This is messed up salad. You are a bowl of lettuce, okay? Quit. I'm just kidding. Yes, ma'am. Great, and take some free stickers with you. Stickers, free stickers. Vote for Kale, the fashionable cat. Hey, Tori, things going well? Yep. Oh my gosh, everyone, Kale is here in the mall. Kale, could you give me some fashion advice? I can't decide which blouse to wear for a job interview tomorrow. Please sign my business card. Pictures, pictures. Take some pictures with me and my family. Marry me, Kale. Stay away from my candidate, you crazy person. Kale shook everyone's hands and took a couple of group shots. Then mall security scattered the crowd and helped escort us to lunch. Salad. I mean, Angel, that's true. Woo, I thought we'd never get out of that crowd. Catnip King. Me too. I wonder who called the security guards. I did. Bernice. Ah, Bernice. Good to see you were thinking ahead. Oh no, he thinks she's smarter than me. Well, it's been like this all day. Everywhere I go, I've attracted crowds. I didn't know that. Unlike some people, I've been working the campaign trail all day. I've been working. I got us an interview on Cat News Network tonight. Wow, an interview on CNN the day of the primary? That's great. Yeah, great. Thanks, Bernice. Why does she always have to do everything better than me? I called in the food orders ahead of time. That way lunch can be as short as possible and we can get back to campaigning right away. Thanks. You ordered my usual? Of course. I hope you ordered me. Oh, it's the right answer. Yikes. Do I say a salad because kale? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. What's the good answer? Help. A salad? Okay. Salad. Salad. Okay. I hope you ordered me a salad. No, I didn't. We're ordering from a sushi place. Sushi, gag. I don't even like cooked fish. It's my favorite. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. It's just... That's okay, Tori. Why don't you and I have dinner tonight? Together, just the two of us. Really? I need to thank you for coming up with the hat idea. It's really saved my campaign. That's so great. I'd love to have dinner with you. What is it, Bernice? Nothing. Let's get the food. Oh, I forgot my Bernice voice. Last time I had a Bernice voice. Okay. What was that about? Is she jealous of me? Well, she should be jealous of me. I have a date with Kale tonight. Oh my gosh, is it really a date? What if he has feelings for me? That would be so wonderful because I can't deny it. I have feelings for him. He's just so wonderful and amazing. If I could become his girlfriend. There's so much cat-human dating in this game. Oh, but he'd never want to date a ditzy girl like me. He'd rather date someone smarter and more experienced like Bernice. Still, a girl can dream, can't she? I scheduled my dinner with Kale for 6. Why? The polls close at 5. We could read the results together. I was sure they would be good, and they were. What's it say now? You're leading the minority candidates with 5% of the vote. Good, good. Wait, another district is reporting. It's updating now. You're up to 10%. Double digits? That's great. It looks like you're neck and neck with DJ Nipples. That makes sense. He's from South Carolina. Everyone expects him to take this state since he's the hometown hero. There's a game where you can date birds, so they're so gross. This game is rated M for cat-human dating. What can I say? I'm a rebel. I don't care. You deserve to win. You are the... Hey, I think it's updating again. No, wait, I just got an email from my grandmother. She says she doesn't know how to send emails and needs help. She doesn't know how to send emails. How'd she just send you one? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, turning my phone to silent now. I don't want anything to distract us during our dinner. During our celebration dinner, we need to celebrate your genius. I'm not a genius. I'm a normal girl who happened to get lucky. After all, I'm with you right now. There's nothing lucky about being with me. Oh, but there is. I'm very lucky to get to spend so much time with you. You're a wonderful cat. And you're a wonderful campaign manager. If it wasn't for you, I'd be in last place right now. You're being too hard on yourself. I think you could win no matter who your campaign manager is. That's how great of a candidate you are. Really? Yes. Sure, the hat may have gotten everyone's attention, but it was you who held their attention. Yes, but you broke the original dam and got everyone's attention. I can't thank you enough. I'm sure this dinner will be enough. Where are we going? You're the woman of the hour. You pick. I want to go someplace nice and romantic. Romantic? Yeah, a romantic restaurant where it can just be the two of us, not one of those loud, noisy family restaurants or sports places. I think I know just the place. Let's go. We went to a restaurant called Le Chat Bleu, which I think is French for cats are amazing. The person there took one look at Kale and bumped us up to the front of the waiting line, gushing about how it was le grand to have a famous politician in the restaurant. So what do you think? Wow, this place is super classy, way better than what I'm used to. I bet they don't give out food in doggy bags here, hee hee. Probably not. I love the pictures of the cats on the walls. It's so atmospheric. The only cat I want to look at right now is you, Kale. Tori. No, this is wrong. I can't. What's wrong? I'm a bad cat. What? No, you're not. Please, Kale, tell me what's wrong. He's acting so strange and fidgety. His tail is twitching like crazy. What could be causing this? I'm sorry, I'm just nervous because... I don't know how to say this. We've known each other for a month, right? Yeah, I mean, almost. In cat years, that's 6 months. I know it's only a short period of time for humans, but for me, it's been quite a while, and it feels like we've really gotten to know each other in that time. Okay, Angel, thanks. Chakana, chakana. I know what you're saying. My whole life has become dedicated to you, Kale. You're practically all I ever think about. And you're practically all I ever think about, Tori. I try to focus on the presidential campaign and other things, but my mind always comes back to you. Your smile, your effort, your everything that makes up you. I love you, Tori. I love you too, Kale. You do? Yes, I've known it for days now, but I've just been too shy to admit it. That's a relief. I was worried. Worried you'd get mad and quit the campaign if I told you how I felt. I would never leave you, Kale. Never. Nothing could distract me from... Is that your phone? I thought I put it on silent. What is the... Hey, don't pull out your phone. We're in a restaurant. I just want to check... Oh my gosh. What is it? You won the primary! I did? In first place with 56% of the votes is Kale. We did it. We won. I grabbed Kale and jumped up and down. He threw his paws around my neck and kissed me passionately. I didn't care that we were in public. All I cared about was that I was finally with the man of my dreams, even if the man of my dreams turned out to be a cat. Oh, cringe. All of our hard work was finally paying off. Going from the bottom of the polls to having the party nomination in sight. The only question is, could we keep this momentum going? I'm sorry, I just keep laughing. Chapter 8, in which we learn to keep our hearts open and our windows shut and come up with a brilliant new plan. This is so funny. But when I woke up in my bedroom the next morning, I was half inclined to believe that the entire night had been a dream. Everything had been so great and wonderful. I couldn't believe it. Good morning, Tori. Good morning. Og, what are you doing in my bedroom? You invited me to sleep in your dresser drawer last night, remember? I did? I mean, oh, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm usually not so straightforward when it comes to romance. Don't worry about it. This relationship is new to me, too. If you're not comfortable with something, we can move at your pace. Thank you, Kale. You're so understanding. Can I pet you? Sure. I petted Kale on the back. His fur was so soft and smooth. Are you purring? Yes, it makes me happy when you pet me. It makes me happy, too. What? I have to change out of my pajamas and get ready for today. Okay, I should probably get out and get some breakfast myself. See you later, cutie. This cat talks better to me than most dudes. I'm just kidding. Ah, this is so weird. He just called me cutie. Isn't that the sweetest? I thought being a campaign manager would be fun. I had no idea it would lead to romance. I quickly got changed and styled my hair. An extra fancy do for my extra fancy dude. I hate this. I'm sorry. Never thought I'd say this. Let's get back to politics. Good morning, Kale. You're in a really good mood considering what happened last night. What do you mean? Last night we went on a date and... Oh. That's right, I'd forgotten. Our date had been interrupted by Bernice. She said that CNN wanted a follow-up interview with Kale now that he was the official winner. Kale turned her down because he was busy with me. She was not happy, and neither were the news people. Kale seemed to think that ruined the entire evening, but I didn't care. I was just happy to be with him. I told you, that doesn't matter. All that matters is you're the winner of the primary. So what's next on the campaign agenda? It's that day with the funny name, if I remember history class correctly. Super Tuesday? Fat Tuesday? Super Fat Tuesday? Sometimes I can't tell if you're joking or not, Tori. They got rid of Super Tuesday 100 years ago. They did? But it was my favorite holiday. Huh, I can tell you're joking now. So this is something that happened after they decided only cats could run for office? Yep, instead of holding primaries in every state, they decided that primaries would only be held in the 3 most important states. New Closure counts as one of the 3 most important states in the country? Yes, of course, why wouldn't it? I'm gonna be honest here, in geography class I could never remember the difference between New Closure and Vermont. They look so similar and they're so close together, why can't they join up and form one bigger state? They could call it New Vermontshire. Same with all the other tiny states. They should join forces and become forces and become a super state. It'd be just like that TV show I watched as a kid. I'm sorry that you guys are sitting through this, but I thank you for doing so. Super state, save you the day. Super state, don't get in its way. Are you singing? I want to get the good ending, but this is so weird. I'm singing because you make me so happy. I'm glad you're my boyfriend. That's so sweet. I'm glad we're together too. Getting back to the primaries though, usually if a cat wins 2 or 3 of the primaries, they go on to the general election. Sorry, CJ. I didn't see your thing till just now. Well, you won South Carolina, so that's good. Who won the other 2 primaries? You might remember them from the first debate. It's Dr. Nom Noms and... Thunderpaw, the best cat in the world! Oh geez, not this guy again. Thunderpaw, Thunderpaw, Thunderpaw! You 2 are going down. You're going to be defeated. There's no way you can win against the might that is Thunderpaw. He's going to take your hat, which is an awesome hat, by the way, dude. Good going. And crush it under his Thunderpaw. Thunderpaw is yesterday's news. The future is all Kale. Yeah, the Sharpclaw National Convention is going to pick me to be their candidate. You just wait and see. You just wait and see. When Thunderpaw is in the White House, you'll be on the streets, picking through garbage cans. Don't talk about my boyfriend that way. Ugh. Boyfriend? Please tell me I heard wrong. It's true, Bernice. Tori and I are dating now. I was going to tell you later today. Maybe you didn't get the message, like the email list you keep forgetting to put me on. You stay out of this, you hussy. Hussy? How dare you try to win Kale's affections? Don't you know he loves me? I don't know. I don't want to fight with her. Get real, Bernice. He loves me. But I've known him longer. You had 10 months to win his affections and you failed. Now it's my chance to win Kale's heart. And guess what? I already did. I lost my one chance at true love. Now I'll never get married. Hang on one second. I need to do something real quick. Hang on one second. And I feel you, Bernice. I feel like I'll never get married. Ugh, I'm having to respond to this thing real quick. Just enjoy the headbanging music. Yeah! Da-na-na-na. Okay. Look at that hat. It is a nice hat. You are really getting jealous. Hey, that's not true. I'm sure there's a great guy for you out there. Someone like me? You've got to be kidding. You're rude and obnoxious. Thank you. That wasn't a compliment, you lunkhead. Bye, Bernice. Someone make a gif of that headbanging. I should make a highlight. The two of them went away, arguing with each other. I breathed a sigh of relief. Kale, however, looked worried. That didn't go well. What do you mean? Bernice has been with this campaign since day one, and she was really upset to learn that we're dating. What if all my supporters feel the same way? Bernice is just jealous. I'm sure your supporters will be more open-minded about you dating your campaign manager. Are you sure? Maybe we should keep our relationship a secret. Trust me, having a secret relationship is a surefire way to destroy a political career. And besides, don't you want people to know about us? I do. That is, I don't want to keep it a secret. I love you, and if other people disapprove, then they don't matter. That's right. The only thing that matters is our love. And the National Convention. What do we have to do for that? We meet with the party leaders and they pick who the presidential candidate is. Really? I thought the candidates were decided by the way the people voted. Ha! That might have been true 100 years ago. Not since the Tushy campaign. The Tushy campaign? Didn't you learn about that in history class? No, our classes never got past the Civil War. None of the kids learned anything that happened in the past 100 years. Oh, well, that was back when they had primary elections in every state. Bianca won 30 states, and Abraham Lincoln won 5. Tushy 15. Tushy only won 5. But Tushy was the party favorite, so the leaders picked her to go on to the general election. The people were furious and almost revolted. That's why we switched over to the new system of only having 3 primaries. Oh, that makes sense, I guess. I just wish I knew who the party favorite was. Who do the Sharp Claw leaders like more? Me? Thunderpaw? Or Dr. Nomnoms? I don't know, but I think I know a way to tip the odds in your favor. How? To the hat store. Chapter 9, in which a new challenger approaches and we try to make everything better with hats. Da-na-na, da-na, da-na. I hope we get this guy again. That hat looks perfect on you. What about this one? Ooh, I like that one too. This is such a great idea. If I wear these hats to the National Convention, I'll be sure to win. Which reminds me, I checked the news. Thunderpaw's trying to win by running a smear campaign against you. That's pretty much what I expected out of him. Meanwhile, Dr. Nomnoms is not campaigning at all. He went home and had a sandwich for lunch. Huh, maybe he's so confident of winning that he doesn't think he has to try. No way is he going to beat us that easily. We've got hat power, and your great debate skills. Haha, thanks, but this isn't a debate. All I'm doing is meeting with the party leaders. And the meeting is at 1 p.m., right? Right, they meet with each of us separately for a few hours. And you're sure I can't come along? No, you can't. This is the sort of decision that gets made behind closed doors. But that's not fair. I'm your campaign manager. I should be allowed to attend. Sorry, if you want to attend something, you can attend the Sharp Claw Billionaire Convention, which is coincidentally being held at the exact same time in the exact same town. Meh, no thanks. I'll just wait for you to finish. I hope you have good luck. Luck? With this awesome outfit, I don't need luck. Kale left me that afternoon to visit the National Convention. I decided to bide my time at the hotel room. I was a nervous wreck the whole time. Would he win? Would he lose? I didn't know because I had no idea who would be doing the voting. It's okay. Kale said he always voted along party lines, right? I'm sure the party leaders will like that. Maybe he should mention scratching posts just to be on the safe side. Kale is a good speaker, obviously, but I'm horrible when it comes to job interviews. The last one I had, the interviewer asked me what my biggest weakness was. I thought he was asking a different question, so I interrupted and shouted, "George Washington!" I got a lot of things mixed up during that interview. Like, I mistook money for food, and I thought customer service was when you give customers a deep tissue massage while they're waiting in the checkout line. Turn off the iron. Check. Needless to say, I didn't get that job at the post office, especially since the job was supposed to be at a grocery store. I don't know what the interviewer's problem was, though. Grocery store clerks need massages, too. Wait, that's it. Kale should give the party leaders a massage. Then he'd win their vote for sure. Okay, I'm babbling. I can't handle this. I'm too nervous. I need to do something with my time. I should go to the store and make a sign for Kale. A sign that says... I know, it should say congratulations, Kale, because he's gonna win. What a great idea. That's a weird cat picture. I made my sign and I went back to the convention area. The convention itself was actually kind of neat. Sharp claws from all over the country had gathered to see who their next presidential nominee would be. I arrived shortly before the big announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the 3 primary winners. The winner of Miowa, Dr. Nom Noms. The winner of New Closure, Thunderpaw. And the winner of South Carolina, Kale. I should be the nominee. Kale's an idiot. Dr. Nom Noms isn't actually paying attention to what's going on. Huh? What was that? Did I miss something? Hello, everyone. It's been an honor to be here in front of you today. The party leaders have met, and they picked the cat who is most likely to lead our party to victory. Say hello to your newest candidate. Kale! I lost? How is this possible? The people who picked Kale must be idiots. Oh good, my campaign ends here. I can go home now. I won? I mean, I won, yes! Yay, Kale, Kale, Kale! Kale, Kale, Kale! This was it, the big event that Kale had worked so hard for, but he looked sad. Kale, Kale, Kale! Kale, Kale, Kale! Am I still sleeping? Hi, Tom. No, you're not. He was busy for the rest of the night, talking to people and taking photographs. He didn't come back to the hotel until 11 o'clock. Phew, I finally got away. You're back late. It was like every single person at the convention wanted to talk to me. I've never been so popular. Then why do you look sad? Isn't this what you wanted? It is, but I think I know why they picked me over the others. It's because the other political party has picked Frederica as their candidate. Who's Frederica? Think of her as my exact opposite. She's an angry, shaved cat who doesn't approve of fur or hats. Wow, it's like your opponent is your evil twin. Even dreams don't get this wild. True that. I think that's why they picked me. In politics, it's good to pick someone who's as different as possible from the competition. It makes it easier to draw comparisons. So this Frederica, she must be, what? Democrat? Republican? Those political parties both ended a long time ago when it was revealed that they were funded by the same people. Oh, so Frederica is a member of the FF, the Fancy Furball Party. She spent the last 10 years in Congress. Wow, a very experienced leader. And you can bet she's going to go after me being a first-term senator. She'll say the country needs grace and experience, not youth and yet tacky hats. My dreams are all about cats. Oh, okay. Your hats look amazing. But Frederica thinks all hats are awful. She tried to ban hats, mustaches, and beards last year. Wow, that's a little extreme, but I'm sure you're overreacting. She'll probably run a clean campaign. I hope so. I don't like to engage in dirty politics. Just for reference, I looked at Frederica on my phone. She looked like a mean cat, the kind that you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alleyway at night. There are lots of links here. Frederica for president, Frederica Victory Center, Frederica launches new attack ads. What was that last one? Frederica launches a series of attack ads on her opponent Kale mere hours after his nomination. The first attacks Kale's record, the second attacks his campaign manager, and the third... Wait, there's an ad that insults me? Uh-oh. What? Wait. I'm gonna let you guys pick. Because I feel like if we watch it, it's not gonna... It's just like... If it's like a smear campaign, then... It's probably... I don't think we should. Watch it? You want me to watch it? Watch that. Okay. That's it, I'm watching this. I pressed the play video on my phone. The ad started. Kale, a pathetic loser who doesn't deserve anything besides a place in the litter box. His campaign failed so badly that he had to fire his staff and replace him with a brainless idiot who never made it to college. Why? She failed the SATs because she misspelled her own name. What the? That's slander! Besides, I can explain that! Her other achievements include accidentally gluing her nose to a light bulb and getting kicked out of the local swimming pool for running around naked singing Polly Wolly Doodle. I'm an idiot! No fair bringing that up. That happened when I was 3. The pool thing, that is. The light bulb thing was last week. That's the kind of person Kale supports. Because he's so desperate, he'll hire anyone as long as they work for free. That reminds me, how much are you paying me? We'll discuss that later. Do you really want a failure like that running our country? No. 100 times no. Vote for someone with dignity and experience. Vote for Frederica. Paid for by the Tory is an idiot who must be stopped organization. Why does an organization like that even exist? Who runs something like that? Oh. What is it? It says here that the leader of the organization is my ex-boyfriend, Bill, the one who dumped me for a really mean reason. I'm sorry, Tori, this is my fault. No, it's not. It's Frederica's. But I'm the reason you're even involved with this. Maybe the committee was right. Maybe I should let you go. What? What committee? The party leaders. They want me to use one of their professional campaign managers for the general election. They think you're too much of a wild card. I'm not a wild card. I'm always smart and sensible. No, you're a wild card, but that's okay. I love you for it. Yeah, I know. I want to know the reason that Bill broke up with me. I don't even know the reason Bill broke up with me. Aw, thanks, Kale, but seriously, they wanted you to replace me? That's horrible. I tried to talk them out of it. In the end, I agreed to add 3 of their managers to my team. 3? You brought in 3 people to do my job? I didn't have a choice, and think of it this way. You'll have a lot of free time now with 3 people helping with the campaign. Why, I bet they'll do pretty much all the work for you. It's a good point, but still, I find this hard to believe. Me too. I had been so focused on the primaries, I thought everything had ended when we won South Carolina, but now it looked like things were just beginning. Could I handle this? Attack ads? Frederica? A group of new Sharpclaw employees guiding the campaign as they see fit? These things worried me, but I knew I couldn't stop. I had to be there for Kale. No matter what happened, we would get through it together. Chapter 10, in which we go paw to paw with Frederica and find out who the next cat president will be. Tori is an idiot and must be stopped. Foundation. That's hilarious. I can't do it. I can't do it. Kale, you have to. No, I can't decide. There are too many options. Just pick one. No, you pick one. Because I won't. I absolutely refuse to. Why are you so stressed out about picking a vice president? Because if I pick the wrong cat, it could ruin the entire campaign. You're exaggerating. I learned about this stuff in high school. You're supposed to pick a vice president who compliments you, one who's strong on the things that you're weak on. That's not how things work anymore. Really? What are vice presidents like today? A popular vice president pick is the crazy person, someone who's stupid or ridiculous or both, someone who is in no way qualified to lead the country. I don't understand. It's popular to pick a horrible person as a vice president? Yep, it helps prevent assassinations and the like. Anyone who dislikes me won't want to get rid of me because they'll know my replacement will be 100 times worse. What other types of vice presidents are there? There's the vice president who secretly wants to steal your job, the butt-kissing VP who does everything you say, and the VP that you send to do random errands while you stay at home and watch TV. What kind of random errands does the president have? Tons. Everyone wants to meet with the president, but if you send a boring vice president to them a few times, they eventually stop inviting you to events. Wow, I never thought of it that way. I guess the vice president pick is pretty important. So you agree. What type of vice president should I pick? Can we nominate a human for the VP? Well, only cats can be politicians, so they'd have to undergo the human-to-cat surgery first. Great! I have the perfect person in mind. You have to go with the classic. Pick a crazy person who makes you look super good in comparison. Do you have anyone in mind? So you agree. You think you're really pretty. Vote for Kale! Vote for Kale! He's the best cat who ever lived! I am honored to be his vice president pick. Kale all the way! Thanks, Tori. That's a huge weight off my shoulders. I'm happy to do whatever I can to help. Although if you change your mind and decide to pick me as your VP, I won't complain. You're so cute. I love it when you make jokes like that. Ahem. If you two could stop being kissy-kissy for a moment, we have important work to accomplish here. We weren't getting kissy-kissy. What's the news, Bernice? More attack ads from Frederica. Frederica, a distinguished and famous cat. The only cat to have declared war on 3 countries while simultaneously winning the Nobel Peace Prize. If I'm elected president, I expect the GDP to double, maybe even triple. Plus, I've built a machine which takes carbon from the air and uses it to power hover cars. They're 100% fuel efficient, and they even have cup holders. Compare that to the sharp claw candidate Kale. He once got stuck inside a cup holder. Not true! He is a fool and a disgrace to this country. If he's elected, he will undo all the progress that the fancy furballs have achieved in the past 15 years. Kale is an empty-headed obstructionist who does whatever his evil overlords tell him. Not true. Kale doesn't do everything I say. I once ate cafeteria food for 3 days straight, and I can't even stomach Kale. He's a horrible influence, the worst cat for this country. Which brings us to the worst thing about Kale. It's not his inexperience. Get away. His stupidity, his failed policies, his overblown ego, or his love of cauliflower. No, it's his hat. My hat? She could not be insulting your hat. Hats are stupid and pointless. No self-respecting cat should ever wear one, but you'll notice Kale wears the same tired hat all the time. Frankly, it's pathetic. Perhaps he's overcompensating for his inability to do anything correctly? That would be my guess. I'm Frederica, and I'm delighted to approve this message. Paid for by the committee to elect Frederica because Kale's hat is dumb. P.S. Kale's hat is dumb. Really dumb. No! They took the strongest point of your campaign and mercilessly stepped on it. And they're right. That's the worst part. They're right? No, they're not. Your hat is awesome. Get real. I'm running for president. You think I can win with a stupid gimmick like a hat? It's over. My political career is over. I'm going to be assigned to the trash can of history. No one will ever remember me, and the only time my name will be mentioned is during trivia nights. That is not true. You're going to be remembered as one of the greatest presidents this country has ever had. And besides, you'll be remembered by our kittens. You're pregnant? How is that even possible? What are you talking about? Of course I'm not Oh, I see what you meant. I phrased that badly. Let me try again. You'll be remembered by our family if, in fact, we decide to someday take that leap and have a family together, but if you don't want to, that's totally okay by me, and you should probably forget I ever said anything. That's your freaky skin, Frederica. Wow, I didn't know you were that serious about this relationship. Why wouldn't I be serious about a relationship? It's a long-term relationship, just like your presidential campaign. You're too sweet trying to cheer me up. It's just I never thought about having kids. You can't. It's a biological impossibility. Get out of here, Bernice. It's couple time now. Whatever. Whatever. She's right. The only way we could have children together is through a surrogate. Would you... Not to spoil the mood, but this conversation is making me feel really uncomfortable. Oh, right, sorry. And what about us? What about the game watchers? Or, nope, not gonna think about it. Yeah, I guess we both sometimes say awkward things, huh? It's because we're both deeply committed to this relationship. I just wish the country was deeply committed to my presidential campaign. WTF is this game? Hey, the polls show that you're winning a lot of states. That's good. Yes, but that's to be expected. We already know what most of the votes will be. We do? Yes, for example, no one bothers to campaign in California. There's no point. They've been voting for the fancy furball since the beginning of time. So when we're running a campaign, it's almost like that state doesn't count. Not just that one, 95% of the states have voted the exact same way in the past 10 elections. That means we already know who they'll vote for. Wow, are you saying the election will be decided by 1 or 2 states? Yep, both on the East Coast. That explains why we've spent most of our campaign in those 2 states. Yes, but it's not just us. Frederica has been heavily advertising in those areas, and when voters see her latest attack ads... What if you make up a counterattack ad? Make fun of her for shaving off all her hair in winter. Everyone knows you're only supposed to do that in summer. That would be petty, mean-spirited, and pointless. So it's good politics? Perhaps, but I don't want to sink down to her level. Maybe I could sneak into Frederica's house and beat her up. I'm going with this one, though. Maybe you should run some ads to show off how good you are. You mean we haven't already been doing that? I think we have. The campaign managers from the Sharp Claws don't like to share information with me. Speaking of which, here they come now. Sorry to interrupt. We've come to fix the problem. What? Kale, come with us. We've developed a strategy to crush Frederica underfoot. Hey, Kale and I were going to solve the problem together. Our apologies, but this is a job for serious campaign managers, not first-timers. You big meanies. It's okay, Tori. I'll see you later, okay? Okay, I guess. Kale left with the Sharp Claw campaign managers. I was sad, confused, and doubtful. What would happen next? What would our future be? How would this campaign end? All I can do now is wait and hope for the best. Based on your responses throughout this game, you unlocked the good ending! Yay! I wanted to get the good ending. Yay! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Okay. At the request of his advisors, Kale decided to hold a press conference that night. It was big news. Almost all the major news stations were there. Kale dressed up for the occasion with the fanciest hat in his wardrobe. His wardrobe was quite sizable at that point, as I'd bought him over 20 hats. His supporters had also sent him a lot of hats free of charge. My favorite was the hat shaped like Kale wearing a hat. That was so cute. That's a girly hat. Come on. You need a manly hat. I don't like that one. Hello, we're ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen of this country, cats and kittens everywhere, thank you for listening. I am holding this press conference to announce my strategy for the presidential race. Recently, my opponent Frederica has unleashed a series of vicious attack ads which insult my character, my policies, my hat, and my girlfriend. That is going too far. I will not put up with someone who publicly insults Tori. I love her and nothing will change that. I have tried to run an upright and honest campaign. I could easily insult Frederica's family and her 4 failed marriages and the fact that she once misspelled the word cat. I could easily say her forehead is more wrinkled than an elephant's, that her foreign policy was designed by a 2-year-old, and that her tax advisors have a history of breaking the law. But I won't mention any of those things. That would be rude. Hey, Heartless Shroom. I'm Kale, and I'm here to say that I'm running a clean campaign. Frederica is trying to win by hook or by crook, but I'm trying to win with integrity. If you want a candidate who is honest, vote for me. If you want someone who is a scoundrel, vote for Frederica. That is all I have to say. Are there any questions? Kale, who is your mysterious girlfriend? She's right here. Tori, come up on stage. I reluctantly took Kale's side on the platform. The sea of faces below us made me more nervous than I'd ever been before. Don't be shy, darling. I'm sure they'll love you as much as I do. Oh, Kale, with you by my side, I can handle anything. Hello, everyone. A few months ago, I was a nobody. Just some random girl trying to get a job in the cruel world. But that's when Kale gave me a chance. When nobody else would give me the time of day, Kale saw the potential in me. Now I have a real job. I'm happier than I've ever been in my whole life, and it's all thanks to Kale. Vote for Kale. He's the perfect candidate. I love you so much, Kale. I love you too, Tori. We kissed each other on national television. The people in the audience awed. Weird. Kale's popularity boomed after that. People prefer to see a candidate who they can empathize with, and what emotion is more powerful than love. I suggested making that our new slogan. Love your cat. Love the hat. Vote Kale. The Sharp Claw advisors turned it down for some reason. They also turned down vote for Kale. His name is easier to write on the ballot, and you can't spell Kale without ale. We did make some good slogans like Kale, healthy for you, healthy for our country, and Kale, the choice of cats everywhere. Frederica responded with Kale, the place he belongs is inside the litter box. I responded by purchasing a set of matching hats, one for me and one for Kale. It was so cute. Everyone gushed over how we made such a beautiful couple. Kale steadily rose in popularity until the night of the debate. The debate was rough, but Kale stood firm. Frederica, what is going on here? Do you really want a no-name cat like Kale to run the country? No, you want an experienced candidate like me. Congress has been doing poorly for years. We need a fresh candidate, not more of the same. He claims to be fresh, but Kale's ideas are old-fashioned. People gave up on them decades ago because they were tried and failed. On the contrary, sometimes the oldest policies are the best policies. There's a reason they've been around for so long. They work. Work. Your economic plan will put everyone out of work. Our country cannot stand another round of austerity measures. What is going on? My budget will not enact austerity. It will merely cut wasteful spending. My budget is as transparent as my skin. Frederica has nothing to hide. I would never hide and back down from a challenge. This is so funny. Some of my competitors, however, who have refused to release their records publicly. That does it, Kale. Before I say anything else, I want to do this. Hey, where did Kale go? Who's the cat on the stage with Frederica? He looks familiar somehow. Maybe he's Frederica's VP? It looks like Snowflake, or Mittens, or Hairball. I can never tell the difference between those cats. Oh no, nobody recognizes Kale without his hat. You see how boring and useless he is? Without the hat, he is nothing. Cut to commercial? Okay, got it. Viewing audience, we are cutting to commercial to allow the candidates a chance to work out their problems. You're useless, Kale. Useless. I checked the results of what just happened. It wasn't pretty. The debate spawned a bunch of memes and cat pictures, but nothing of substance. Kale and Frederica were polling at the exact same numbers with no change to their approval ratings either. Also, Kale's 3-minute speech, the one that carefully and thoughtfully explained all the problems with the country and how to solve them, the news websites ignored the whole speech and only quoted 4 words from the first sentence, and they still got the quotation out of context. I feel like an idiot because it took me 2 weeks to write that speech. But once Frederica tore Kale's hat off, boom, her popularity increased by 15% while Kale's nosedived. I went backstage to comfort Kale, but there was nothing I could do. Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like a sad ending, not a good ending. Kale, I'm sorry. Don't be. You weren't the one who humiliated me in front of the entire country. How is this the good ending? We can rebound from this, maybe with another hat. Didn't you get the memo, Tori? Hats aren't going to cut it anymore. They were nothing but a gimmick, a stupid joke. Certainly not president material. Oh, thanks, Tom. Kale, don't yell at me like that. I'm sorry, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I left, tears pouring down my cheeks. My boyfriend was failing. How could I help him? How could I save his campaign? I wandered around the rainy streets in a daze, sad and lonely, and once again I began to sing. This is not a good ending. I don't want to know what the bad ending was. Kale is my cat. He's running to be president. I hope he will win, and Frederica tailspins because she is quite arrogant. Yet how can he reign in this drawn-out campaign with only his nerve and his hat? I think he is great, but to alter his fate, he needs a plan better than that. Kale, I love you, and I want you to win this campaign, but you need something more than a hat on the floor. Your opponent says you are mundane. Kale, you're the best. You stand out above all the rest. If I can't help you out, you'll be wounded, no doubt. I will help you succeed in your quest. Singing made me feel better, but it didn't help Kale's campaign. I need something, anything that would improve Kale's standings after that wardrobe mishap. That was when I happened to wander by a pet store. Again? Twice? Same dude, same store? Sale, pet clothes. Did you say pet clothes? Yep, we got Halloween costumes, sweaters, and hats all designed to make your pet look great. Sweaters, huh? They're nice, but... Wait, is that a fancy feline bow tie? Sure is. It's an original kitten. Kitten? I will buy it immediately! I ran back to the debate hall and gave the bow tie to Kale. He thought it looked silly, but he put it on anyway. The tie made an immediate difference at the debate. Welcome back to the presidential debate, brought to you by the Chewy Classic Cat Food. The debaters are Frederica of the Fancy Furball Party and Kale of the Sharp Claw. Kale, dude, is that you? Awesome bow tie, bro. Thank you. It is an amazing bow tie, just like how I would be an amazing president. Bow ties are even dumber than hats. Yeah, apparently pet clothes are the way you solve problems. Are you crazy, Frederica? It's a Catan. How can you top that? I will ban all pet clothing if elected president. Oh, sure, try to punish people for being more fashionable than you. Is that the sort of example you intend to provide for future generations in the international community? Wow, the moderator's really going to have to get heavy after Frederica now. Guess you shouldn't have messed with Kale's bow tie. 20% of the voters switched allegiance to Kale that night, all because of his amazing bow tie. And when he picked up a novelty t-shirt too, he was unstoppable. Frederica tried to slow us down with more attack ads, but it was too late. Kale ended up taking 83% of the vote in the final election. In other words, he won by a landslide. You did it, Kale. You won. No, we did it. We won. You're being modest again. You're the cat who won the presidency, not me. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean to say is that we are going to do this together because, well, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Tori, will you marry me? You're proposing now? I didn't want to ask until after the campaign was over, and it's over now, so what do you say? Yes, of course I'll marry you. It'll be a rush to have everything completed before the inauguration date, but we can try to make it work. Top hat, monocle, Earl Grey, pinky. No, I have a better idea. Kale and I got married on the same day he was sworn in as President of the United States. It was the happiest day of our lives. We spent the next 4 years running the country together. We improved the education system, and Kale's A Hat for Every Child plan helped reduce poverty to record lows. I got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for my contributions to the environment. However, Kale won the prize thanks to the way he ended the Dogonian-Perusian conflict. Kale met every one of his goals during his first term, so he didn't bother to seek re-election. He would have won by a landslide, I bet. But he wanted to live out his retirement happily, helping me raise our adorable children. 2 kittens, 1 baby. I'm so glad that I chose to work with Kale. It was the best decision of my life. I've never been happier. Thank you, Kale. Thank you so much for everything you've done. I love you more than you'll ever know, or maybe you do know because you love me just as much. And that's the end of the story. That's how I married the love of my life and became the partner to one of America's greatest cat presidents ever. Okay. That was weird. I guess they got surrogates? I regret that this game exists. It's still fun and funny. No, it's still fun. It's still funny. I'm glad I play it. Especially since, like, it's Michael Gray and Paul Franzen and they're making Pizza Boy, and so, you know, I'm excited for that, obviously. But this is a little goofy. I still like it, though. It's still fun. It's mostly just disturbing. Yeah, you're right on that. It's slightly uncomfortable all the time. Let's play a different scenario. I mean, we could start another one. But I don't want to be streaming all night. I have to work again tomorrow. I wonder if I can skip this. Okay, yeah.
Hey, everybody.
I might... Yeah, if you don't think about the romance aspects, or like at all, it's not bad. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the stories are fun. I think it's cool that, like... Oh, I wonder if we can... Oh! So because I unlocked the good ending, I can go through the normal and the bad ending. Because, like, when I did DJ Nibbles, I only got the normal ending. So I got the bad and the normal ending. So I guess the better you do, the more endings you do. So if you want, we could just go through the normal and the bad endings for Kale. Let's do that. Let's do the normal and bad ending because we did the good ending. So I'm going to do normal. Okay, so here's the normal potatoes. The normal ending for Kale. At the request of his advisors, Kale launched a series of attack ads against Frederica. Frederica says she's a fancy furball. She's lying. She doesn't even have fur. Is this Kale? Kale, on the other hand, is covered with thick, luscious fur, topped off with an amazing hat. He's clearly the cat to lead this country. Vote for Kale in the election. You'll be glad you did. I'm Kale, and I reluctantly approve this advertisement. You're supposed to say you wholeheartedly approve. But I don't approve of attack ads. I don't want to win the presidency by insulting the competition. I want to win because I'm a better candidate. Are you a better candidate? Yes, I've overcome terrible odds and fought difficult struggles while Frederica ran her campaign from the comforts of her own mansion. I'm the cat who's been out on the street, working hard every day to make ends meet. Frederica, she's pampered princess. Vote for Kale, the hardworking cat. I'm not ashamed to wear a hat like it's beneath the dignity of a presidential candidate. If it's good enough for millions of Americans, it's good enough for me. Vote Kale. He's just like you, only he's a cat. If elected, I promise to fight injustice, improve education, and not take cat naps in between Senate meetings. The Senate is boring, but Kale still pays attention to it. Vote Kale. He's willing to do the things that others are not. If I'm elected, I promise to increase the narrator's pay by 15%. I'm voting for you, Kale! If elected, I plan to maintain the sound financial policies of my predecessor. Vote for Kale. Things are pretty good right now, and he'll make sure they stay that way. Vote Kale, the turtle that won't enact any major changes. I'm not a turtle, I'm a cat. It's just an expression. Not a nice expression. Vote for Kale. He doesn't understand how expressions work. Kale and the narrator went on like that for several hours. Most of the material was junk, but some of it made for good advertisements. Do you think that'll be enough to win the election? I don't know. All we can do is hope it works. Maybe we should run an ad explaining the history of hats. That would help people understand how committed you are to the hat cause. But I'm not committed to the hat cause. The only reason I wear this hat all the time is because you bought it for me. Aw, that's so cute. The fact that it helps my approval ratings is a huge plus. I cannot read. Hey, maybe you should buy me a hat. Then we could be matching. And why stop there? Let's have every Kale supporter wear hats and march on Closhington. Equal rights for hats. That's going a little overboard. I guess you're right. That would give everyone a bad case of hat hair. We ran Kale's advertisements during sport games, comedy shows, and soap operas. We also ran some online advertisements and promoted a play called From Obscurity to Hat-Loving Hero. Only 2 cities decided to put on the play, but it got good reviews. Kale's campaign didn't gain much momentum, but neither did Frederica's. The two of them were trapped in a deadlock. During the debates, nobody got the upper hand, or paw. Kale is not the right choice for this country. I believe the government should represent the people. Cats should never wear hats. He's a disgrace to his entire species. People deserve a leader who will guide them with integrity. Who do you trust? Me, a cat who's willing to show what she looks like, or Kale, a cat who hides behind a facade of fur and hats? Yeah, we see exactly what you look like, Frederica. My budget will cut wasteful spending. My budget is as transparent as my skin. Frederica has nothing to hide. She's always trying to insult me and my campaign. I think she's overcompensating for the fact that deep down she wishes she had her own hat, perhaps a sun hat to cover up her skin. Under my administration, the government will not give itself another pay increase. I'm going to take a pay cut. The debate was a major catfight between Kale and Frederica. I checked the results halfway through and there was nothing. I mean, sure, the debate spawned a bunch of memes and cat pictures, but nothing of substance. Kale and Frederica were polling at the exact same numbers with no change to their approval ratings either. Also, Kale's 3-minute speech, the one that carefully and thoughtfully explained all the problems with the country and how to solve them, the news websites ignored the whole speech and only quoted 4 words from the first sentence, and they still got the quotation out of context. I feel like an idiot because it took me 2 weeks to write that speech. In the second half of the debate, the fur started to fly, so to speak. Frederica doesn't have any fur. Welcome back to the presidential debate, brought to you by Chewy Classic Cat Food. The debaters are Frederica of the Fancy Furball Party and Kale of the Sharp Claw Party. The first question is for both candidates. Oh, hi, Joe. We haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? Good to see you. Happy Sunday night. Before I begin, I just want to do this. Hey, where did Kale go? Who's the cat on the stage with Frederica? He looks familiar somehow. Maybe he's Frederica's VP? Looks like Snugglepuss or Furline or Taily. I can never tell the difference between those cats. Oh no, nobody recognizes Kale without his hat. You see how boring and useless he is? Without the hat, he is nothing. Why is she brutally attacking that poor helpless cat? How rude. I've been pretty good, thanks, Joe. I came here to see Kale, not to see Frederica bully other cats. Boo! Boo! The audience is restless. I should take advantage of this. We want Kale! We want Kale! We want Kale! We want Kale! Give me that back, you violent maniac! Yay, Kale's back! Hooray! It was the weirdest debate I ever attended, which is saying something. I've attended like 3 of them, I think. I forget. The debate was a turning point for our campaign. Not because we did any better, but because Frederica started polling worse. People saw her true colors that night, and it wasn't pretty. She wasn't pretty either. I mean, Frederica is okay if you like hairless cats, but give me gorgeous Kale any day of the week. And Kale, he rode the wave of dissatisfaction with Frederica all the way to the White House. Who did he pick as his first lady? Hee, I bet you could figure that out yourself, but if you really want to know, unlock the good ending. Which we did. Okay, now let's look at the bad ending. Welcome for joining, Joe. That's hard to say. Joining, Joe. Bad ending. Porto litter. At the request of his advisors, Kale decided to hold a press conference that night. It was big news. Almost all the major news stations were there. I was excited. Surely Kale would reveal his big strategy for defeating Frederica. Hello, we're ready to begin. Where's Kale's hat? Ladies and gentlemen of this country, cats and kittens everywhere, thank you for listening. I'm holding this press conference because I have come to a monumental decision. After discussing things with political analysts and campaign managers, I have decided to end my bid for the President of the United States. It's the bad ending at the end of the bad beginning. Aw, see, no. Hey, Salad. I love you too. You're my favorite salad. Okay. Wait, what? I quit the race. I never deserved to be in the race. I'm a butt-faced loser. What is this? No! No! My campaign ends right now. I am being replaced by Thunderpaw. Huh? He's quitting? Right, now I have to switch to my old sign. Woo! Thunderpaw all the way! He's back, baby! Thunderpaw! 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 No, how is this possible? I loved Kale! My apologies to all my supporters, but this is the right thing to do. It's the only way we're going to get a Sharp Claw into the White House. I'm not the cat for the job. Oh no, poor Kale. Go away, has-been. The stage is for Thunderpaw to announce his big campaign strategy. Kale slowly walked off the stage and slinked away. No one followed after him. They were all too busy paying attention to Thunderpaw. Okay, that's not true. One person followed after Kale. Me. Kale, hold up. Oh, hello, Tori. Mind telling me what that was all about? Earlier today you were ready to win the race. Win the race. Win the race. Now you're quitting? The Sharp Claw managers wanted me to quit. They said it was best for the party. Thunderpaw is better equipped to handle Frederica's attacks. What? I don't believe this. They fired you because you're running a clean campaign? That's not exactly what happened, but yes. I refused to sink to Frederica's level, so they replaced me with someone who's more than willing to go on the offensive. But what does that mean for your political future? Me? I'll go back to being a senator. When my term is up, I won't seek re-election. I'll simply retire in obscurity. And what about me? Where do I fit into that picture? Tori, I love you, and you're a great campaign manager. The only reason I got so far is because of you, but you don't need some has-been cat holding you down. I'm going to leave. You can find a new job. Widow Kitty wants to win the race. Yeah. But Kale, you can't leave. I love you. It's for the best. Your entire future is ahead of you, Tori. You don't want to chain yourself to a presidential loser. But you're not a loser. You're... Here, I want you to have this. Your hat. So you can remember the good times we had and the love we shared. Goodbye, Tori. Goodbye, Kale. I never saw Kale again. I kept the hat as a memento, the hat I picked out for him. Whenever I feel sad or I thought I couldn't do anything, I would look at that hat and remember the times I shared with Kale. Then I would smile and move on with my life. That's what Kale did. That's what he would want for me. I quit my job in politics and I became a stamp collection organizer. I'm happy, but I can't help but wonder. What if I had made different choices? Better choices? Maybe Kale would have won the election. That was depressing. What is bonus? Maybe after I unlock all the endings, there's a bonus? I don't know. Not tonight, but I will try to unlock them all. Even if I don't do them all on stream. Okay, that was fun. I hope you guys had fun. It's like 10:17. I have to work tomorrow and I'm kind of tired, so I think I'm going to finish up here. Yay for depressing. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good night. It was fun. We got some reading done. Got some cat presidenting done. So, who's going to stream next? You are, CJ, duh. Just kidding. I mean, anybody. If anybody wants to stream, I'll jump over there for sure while I get ready for bed and all that. But, yeah. You're welcome for streaming. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate it. That's really fun. So I'll leave you some music as always. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all soon. I will definitely be streaming on Thursday because me and Holland are going to be streaming some more because we're hanging out again that day. So, yeah, thank you, and thank you again for being my 100th follower, Mike's Quest. It was happy to have you. So I hope you come back. Thanks everybody for being here, and I will see you all very soon. Much love from me to you. Bye.